Welcome to the Ultimate Racing League on a Tuesday evening for our Group 2 or GR2 race, which has been running now for a few weeks. For those of you who watch on a regular basis, you will know all about this. We have everybody in the same car. It's the Lexus RCF GT500, and yeah, it's been a great series so far. Now, I am sort of stalling a little bit because I'm just waiting for my race technician to tell me whether we are live or not. I am at the mercy of the YouTube people, so I never actually know if we're broadcasting or not. So I am just waiting for a thumbs up, and I hope everybody can hear me. I'm trying to find it on my own phone, so I don't know what's happening, but anyway, I shall just take it that it's all good. Yes, I've had the race engineer has told me, so we will crack on with this race. So we are in America, we're in California, and we are at Laguna Secca. Thank you, Ian. Thanks for the thumbs up, mate. Yes, we are at Laguna Secca, America's second biggest sandpit, and a great shot of the track there. It is actually surrounded by sand. Apparently this used to be a lake, and Laguna Secca in Spanish stands for dry lagoon. So I've been told. I don't speak fluent Spanish. In fact, I can't even get some of the corner names right when I'm in Spain, so as you all know. So we just have to go on what I've been told. So there you go, Spanish for dry lagoon, and this did used to be a big lake. You can still see a little bit of water there, but not much. As I say, the track is surrounded by sand. It's 2.3 miles, there's 11 turns, 12 if you count the little kink in the road between turn and 6. This track famous for the corkscrew. And there we go, right on time. This is it's a massive drop. You go up the hill, then you've got a left and a right. It is a chicane on a hill. Yeah, I've been told it's about 14 or 15 meter drop from top to bottom. There's actually a 55 meter elevation difference between the highest part of the track and the lowest part of the track. So yeah, it's quite a steep up and then down again. Great shot of the track actually at the minute as we see the drone flying overhead. So the guys are out there practicing at the minute. We're just waiting for them to start. It's usually around about 8 o'clock. So we're just going to wait until we can get the guys on track. Then I can have a rundown of the starting positions. Although I do get sent the grid layout, we don't know if everybody's going to make it on track, especially with all the floods we've had here in England just lately. So some people are going to be late home from work, etc, etc, etc. So some people might not make it. Excuse me. So we're just waiting for the start of this race. It's 8 o'clock now, so hopefully we're going to start pretty soon. If you are watching, just give us a say hello, give us a wave or whatever, and we'll get you mentioned. I know there's a few watching already, so if you are, just drop a message in there, and as I say, I'll give you a shout back. There's a bit of a shot up towards turn 6 there, and that's I believe that's turn 2, sorry, that's the Andretti hairpin. So great. Oh, there we go. We are just about to start. You can see the seconds counting down. So once we've got that, we will actually have a look and see who's doing what. We shall get some information up, shall we? There we go. And we've got TJ on pole position. Then we've got GMAC. Willard is 3rd, Paul is 4th, Graham is 5th, Archer 6th, Grasshopper 7th, Osman is 8th, Cherry Bomb 9th, Brian Moncani is 10th, Dizzy Rip 11th, Motorstorm Hero 12th, and Smoky Tom is 13th. Now they are in grid order of their positions on in the championship, and it is reversed. So Smoky Tom actually leading the championship at the minute, which is why he started right at the back. TJ has missed a few rounds, but he's out at front of the minute, and he's got his teammate with him, G-Mac. Now these guys have come from BFER Racing League, and great to have them and see them on track. So we've got TJ leading the way, we've got G-Mac in second, then we've got Willard in third. So it is the three teammates actually, all out in front, 1, 2 and 3. Paul is in fourth, then we've got his teammate Graham just behind him in fifth. Archer is sixth, then we've got Grasshopper, Osman, Cherry Bomb, Brian Moncani, Motorstorm Hero. Now we've known Motorstorm Hero is very quick. He had a bit of bad luck last week, I think he had a disconnect or something, but Motorstorm Hero does not mess about. He's in 11th at the minute as they go through the corkscrew for the first time. Dizzy Rip and Smoky Tom, teammates of Motorstorm Hero, they're in 12th and 13th. So we'll go back up to our race leader as he's gone around turn 11 now, down towards the start finish line to start lap 2, over a bit of a bump. Now that's classed as turn 1, that little bit there, straight into turn 2, which is Andretti hairpin, as G-Mac makes a move on TJ. TJ tries to cut back but couldn't quite shut the door on G-Mac, and G-Mac goes through and through turn 3 up to turn 4. So G-Mac takes over as leader of this race at the minute. TJ dropped in there, kicking up a little bit of dust as he goes up towards turn 6. These two starting to pull away a little bit. Now, rules of the race, we will go through them now while it is early doors. It's a 60-minute race, and I think all tyre compounds have to be used, so there will be some pit stops. The tyres you can start on whatever you like, and we'll go down the tyres in a second. As we see G-Mac just starting to open up, a couple of car lengths gap between himself and his teammate TJ. Willard up into third now, with Paul in fourth, just chasing him down as they head up towards turn 11. A very tight left-hander, you have to be very careful you don't drift too far to the right, because the sand will grab you and pull you off. I shouldn't say that's right, will pull you off track. Let's just put it like that. The sand will grab you and pull you off track. There you go. So Paul in fourth, got his teammate Graham just behind him in fifth. Grasshopper is sixth. Then we've got Osman, Archer, Cherry Bomb, Motorstorm Hero putting Cherry Bomb under a bit of pressure. You can see him kicking up the dirt there as we go around turn 3 and 4. Brian Moncani in 11th. Then we've got Dizzy Rip and Smoky Tom still at the back, not quite being able to push through the pack at the minute. Smoky Tom starting on the hard compound tyres though, so usually Smoky Tom likes to do the hard, then the medium, then finish on the softs. So we'll see if he goes with that tactic again today. But in the meantime, back up to our race leader G-Mac, just a couple of car lengths ahead of his teammate TJ, currently in second. So let's have a look at the tyres, shall we? So G-Mac has chosen to go with the softs. He's obviously trying to get away from the pack, get a bit of distance between himself and the rest of them, so that when he does pit onto the harder compounds, he's still up there amongst the leaders. So G-Mac on the soft tyres, TJ also on the soft tyres, Willard, he's going soft as well. Shouldn't say that really either, should I? Paul chose to go with soft tyres. Grasshopper. Now Graham is the first on the medium tyres and in 6th position, so he can go a little bit further into the race than the guys in front of him. So we'll keep an eye on Graham. Then we've got Osman also on the mediums. Motorstorm Hero up to 8th. He is on the soft tyres. We do know he likes to get through the pack as quickly as he can and get up in amongst the leaders, so I'm sure that's what Motorstorm Hero has got on his mind at the minute. He's on the soft tyres and you can see they're starting to wear already, and we're on lap 4 as they go up towards the corkscrew for the 4th time up the hill. It's a big old climb. Motorstore Hero has gone past Osman. I'm not sure if Osman had a bit of trouble there. And then down that 14-metre drop. And then through turns 10, or 9 and 10. And then up to turn 11. So Motorstorm Hero already up to 7th place. And has got his eye on Muhammad Ali in 6th. Osman dropped to 8th. He's got Cherry Bomb all over him. Let's jump on board with Cherry Bomb as we follow Osman across the start finish line to start lap 5, down through turn 1 towards the Andretti hairpin. This long left-hander, very easy to lose control. It's like a double apex left-hander. Cherry Bomb and Osman get through there okay, and then it is into turn 3. Sand absolutely everywhere. Into turn 4 we go. Letting the car drift out, but not too far. Oh, we've had a casualty. We will go and find out who that is very shortly, but it did look like one of the BFERs. In fact, we'll jump out now and we'll see if we can find out. It was Willard. Well, that's unlucky for Willard. He was up there in the top 3, wasn't he? And I'm not quite sure what's happened, but he's had a bit of a spill, and we've also got a yellow flag ahead of him. Oh, and it's Graham. And what happened to Graham? Graham on the medium tyres, he was having a fantastic race as well. He was in 6th position, wasn't he? So something's happened to him as he goes through the corkscrew. Well, Willard and Graham both first casualties of the Laguna track. We didn't quite see what it was, what caused it, and because we're live, obviously we can't go back. So unlucky for those two. But back up to our race leader, G-Mac. He's got quite a gap now and looking comfortable. He's on the softs, as I said, but he really needs to get away. He's what 4.5 seconds ahead of TJ, so he really needs to open that gap up a little bit more. The closest to him on mediums is going to be Osman. Now Osman is actually 10.7 seconds away from GMAC at the minute, and Osman can go a little further into this race as he goes up towards the corkscrew and down the other side. So let's just jump on board and see this corkscrew from the driver's eye view. You see it's a blind crest there, and then it dropped down and then into turn 9, avoiding these sausage curbs if you can, because they will throw the car out. But Osman doing a fantastic job of keeping the car on track there up to turn 11. This tight left-hander, and then it is back on the gas down towards turn 1 and the start finish line. We can just see Cherry Bomb in the distance. You can see Osman has just got the fastest lap as well, a 1:15.8. So he is doing a great job at the minute, and on the medium tyres as well. So even better. I'm looking forward to when Osman gets the soft tyres on, as we see Motorstorm Hero kicking up a bit of dirt. Now Motorstorm Hero up to 5th, and we did say at the beginning, didn't we, that we knew Motorstorm Hero was going to get a move on. He does like to fight his way through the pack very early on and get in amongst them leaders, and that's exactly what he's doing. Up to 5th, using every inch and maybe a little bit more of this track. Currently about 8 seconds behind GMAC at the minute, but I'm sure he's going to look to make that up. Tyres are really wearing out now. The front right, he's showing signs. Well, oh, as TJ's gone off as well. So TJ has got himself in amongst the kitty litter, and he is dropping down now. Cherry Bomb did well actually to get by TJ there. Oh, it's Cherry Bomb. Oh no, dirty tyres for Cherry Bomb. We just caught that, didn't we? And our poor old Cherry Bomb, he tried to go around the outside of TJ after TJ's moment, got some sand on his tyres, and he's spun round coming out of turn 11. That is so unlucky for Cherry Bomb. Really has got to try and clean them tyres up now over the next few turns. We've got Graham down in 11. He's still trying to play catch up. Smoky Tom in 12th. Oh, Smoky Tom has had a bump as well. You can see he's got damage at the front. Now I'm not sure if it is full damage settings that are on. Now if it is, then the guys will have to come into the pits to get the damage repaired. Now I know it was like that at Dragon Trail, and a couple of races were ruined for no fault of their own, but if that setting is on and it is full damage, then Smoky Tom is going to have to pit to clear, and it looks like it is as well, because that's not cleared yet. But that's unlucky for Smoky Tom. And then we've got Willard. Well, he must have made a pit stop. He's now on the hard tyres, so I think he's made his pit stop, and he's going to try and get these hard tyres out of the way. He is a long way behind his teammate D-Mac. Now I think as far as the tyres go, you've got to do a minimum of about 1 or 2 laps, and then you can swap back to anything else you like. So Grasshopper has made his way up into second. He was about 4th or 5th, wasn't he, Grasshopper? But he's gone up into second. Paul hanging on to third, but he's got Motorstorm Hero all over the back of him. Let's jump on board with Motorstorm Hero as we go around turn 5 up towards turn 6 and through 7. 7. Well, I class that little bump there as 7, and this is 8 and 8A, but a lot of the guides don't. They class this one as 7 and 8. A bit of confusion. So 11 turns on this track, 12 if you count the bit of a kink in the road between 6 and 7. So we'll go with the track guide, shall we? So this is turn 11, and then it is on to the 325 metre straight run down towards turn 2, through turn 1 into turn 2, which is Andretti hairpin, and Motorstorm Hero is having a look up the inside of Paul. Paul shuts the door on him. He says no, not today. We can see who's that we've got behind us. It's Osman. Osman is all over the back of Motorstorm Hero, so while Motorstorm Hero is struggling to get by Paul, and it's great defensive work from Paul, Osman has been allowed to catch right back up to the back of Motorstorm Hero, and he's challenging him. So Motorstorm will have one eye on the mirror, and if you just look to the right, just top right, there is the rear view mirror that Motorstorm can see, and we've got Osman all over him. Now Osman looks like he's putting a challenge on the inside. There he is in the mirrors as they go through the corkscrew, being very careful as well. Some fantastic battling going on here between Osman and Motorstorm Hero. Motorstorm Hero having to go defensive, but loses a little bit there, and Osman slips through the inside, but Motorstorm Hero's come into the pits, so maybe that's why he went a bit wide there, but Osman has gone through to 4. So Motorstorm Hero decided to get rid of them tyres and get onto a fresh set. Let's have a look at GMAC. GMAC's looked after his tyres slightly better, but he will have to pit very soon, because I don't think that front right is going to last that much longer. He's about just under 8 seconds ahead of Grasshopper. Grasshopper also on the softs and will need to pit shortly. Paul in third, still doing a fantastic job is Paul. He is looking after his tyres slightly better than the others. Paul in third, then we've got Osman in fourth, Archer, now we've not seen much of Archer, have we, in fifth. Actually having a good race is Archer, the front right looking a bit more worn than the others, so Archer I would imagine is going to be pitting quite soon. Oh, as he loses it there up the as we go up the hill towards the corkscrew, manages to recover though, and keep the car facing in the right direction, so well done to him. I think he is starting to feel the lack of grip though, especially from the front right, so I would imagine Archer is going to be coming into the pits very soon. Decided to stay out this lap as he goes around turn 11 and back onto the start finish straight. But then we've got quite a cluster of cars now, haven't we? We've got Dizzy Rip leading this this pack of 3. We've got Cherry Bomb and Brian Moncani in there as well. Cherry Bomb having a look at the inside of Dizzy Rip. Dizzy Rip now go on to the inside as they go towards turn 3. Cherry Bomb has got the move done though. What a fantastic overtake that was. So Cherry Bomb now moves up into 6, Dizzy Rip on 7. He's now chasing Archer down. Let's just have a look at the tyres, shall we? Cherry Bomb is on the mediums, Dizzy Rip also, and Brian Mulcahy on the hards. So Brian Mulcahy having a great race, sitting in 8th position on the hard tyres, so he might want to go a little quite a way into this race as we go around turn 6 up through the Rahal Straight. I think this one's called the Rahal Straight. Strange name for an American track. As Brian makes the move on Dizzy Rip, and he gets it done, does Brian, on those hard tyres. Fantastic race there. Through turn 10 he goes. So Brian up to 7th now. Dizzy Rip seems to be going backwards because Graham is now all over the back of him as well. As Archer comes into the pits, we thought he would. The tyres very worn. But now Graham is attacking Dizzy Rip. So Dizzy Rip lost a couple of places this lap. And Graham trying to get back into this race after his early spill. Let's just go up and see what's happening at the top. So GMAC is out in front by over 8.5 seconds as he approaches the corkscrew for the 13th time. He is going to have to pit pretty soon though, because that front right tyre, there's hardly anything left on it. Now does he risk another lap, or is he going to come in? So as we go around turn 10, let's see if he stays to the left. No, he doesn't. He's decided he's going to stay out. He thinks he can get one more lap out of that tyre, so let's see how he does. Osman still with the fastest lap, a 1:15.8, and GMAC's doing a 1:17.4, so the lap times are actually going up for GMAC, and that would the wear on the tyres would explain that. Personally, I think he should have come in. I think this might be one lap too many for him, but we shall see. Grasshopper has also decided to stay out. He's in the 1:17s, and he's on the soft tyres as well. Remember, Osman got that 1:15 on mediums. He's still out there on that original set of medium tyres, Grasshopper's teammate. So Osman will really want to get onto the back of Grasshopper, maybe get a bit of a tow from him. But Osman can go further into the race than Grasshopper, so I would expect him to be taking over the lead of this race within the next lap or two. Paul in 4th. He has dropped a place, so Osman got by him somewhere. But Paul will be happy with that. In 4th, again, he's going to have to pit quite soon as we see him go through the corkscrew and then around turn 9 and into 10. Now let's just see if Paul decides to come in as... Oh, that was a bit wide from Paul. He's going to have dirty tyres as well. He has to be really careful around this turn 11. He's still facing the right way though, and that is the main thing. Grasshopper has dived into the pits. So has GMAC stayed out again. He has as well, so GMAC has stayed out again, but you can see he really is fighting that Lexus to keep it on the tarmac. I thought he should have pitted at least a lap ago, but he knows better than I do. As he heads up towards turn 6 and starts the climb up the hill towards the corkscrew, which I do believe is the highest part of the track. As soon as we get to the top, over the blind crest, and then we start back down again. Now surely he's going to have to come in this lap. We're just going to stick with GMAC just to see if he comes in. He goes around turn 10 and then surely he's got to turn left. And there we go. So GMAC, our race leader, into the pits. Osman, who's moved up into 2nd, he surely is going to stay out as he goes up to and around turn 11. So Osman should take over the lead now. This is a long pit lane. So Osman will go through. Paul has gone into the pits as well. So Cherry Bomb, he's just coming around turn 11 now. So Cherry Bomb will show us in 2nd. You can just see the fuel going into GMAC's car now. I don't think that GMAC is going to get out of the pit. You can just see there on the left hand side is the pit exit as Cherry Bomb goes through to take second position. On the medium tyres, Brian Moncani on the hard tyres, plenty of life left in them. He now moves up into third. Now I think Brian may have to pit for fuel before he has to pit for tyres. Let's just have a look at the rest. So everybody on pretty much the same amount of fuel, to be honest. Now Cherry Bomb and Osman, they've both still got plenty of life left in their tyres. So you'll probably see these three coming in roughly around the same time. Graham has moved up now into fourth, also on the medium tyres, just under a quarter tank of fuel. So Graham will be coming in, I think, before the guys ahead of him. Maybe needs to do a little bit of fuel saving. Then we get Grasshopper. He is now out on the hard tyres. And he's not took on any fuel. I think he's just going to go out and do his, I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 laps. If anybody knows out there, let me know. I've got my bits of paper, but that's the one thing I didn't write down. It is usually a minimum of 1 lap anyway. So Grasshopper out now doing his stint on the hard tyres. We've got GMAC who led for most of the race. He's now out on a fresh set of mediums and a full tank of fuel, and he is chasing Grasshopper down. So when the guys ahead of him start to pit, I would imagine that GMAC is going to take over the lead again of this race. He is 27 seconds behind Osman at the minute. But remember, it is a long stop in the pits, so GMAC won't be too worried at the minute. He's on the medium tyres as well, so he can still get some decent lap times in. Motorstorm Hero, he's doing his stint on the hard tyres in 7th. I expected to see him a little further up the field by now, but I'm sure he won't be disappointed with 7th at the minute. Then we've got Dizzy Rip. Well, Dizzy Rip has got some damage as well as he comes under attack from Paul as they head up towards the corkscrew, and then down the other side. Dizzy Rip on the medium tyres with damage to the front, which is going to slow him down. Then we've got Paul on the hard tyres, fresh set of hard tyres, half a tank of fuel, and Paul is all over the back of Dizzy Rip. Let's go on board with Paul. Well, Dizzy Rip has dived into the pits, hasn't he? As soon as we go on board, just as we say that, Paul gets himself in the kitty litter. I was hoping we could see a bit of a battle then, but Dizzy Rip dived into the pits. Smoky Tom, it looks like, is coming to the pits as well. He's going to get rid of his hard tyres as we watch Archer go around turn 11 on the hards. And then we've got Dizzy Rip and Smoky Tom both in the pits. TJ on the mediums. He is just over a minute away from Osman. Oh, as TJ gets himself in the kitty litter as well. That's going to slow him down. He's got dirty tyres now as he goes down towards turn 1 and then into Andretti hairpin. Then we've got Dizzy Rip just coming out of the pit lane now. Smoky Tom still sitting there waiting for the fuel to go in. Smoky Tom now on his way out. And then we've got Willard in 13th. Willard just going across the start finish line as we see Smoky Tom and Dizzy Rip coming out of the pits, and Smoky is out in 12th ahead of Willard. So back up to our current race leader, Osman. Osman heads down to turn 5. He's got, well, you can see he's got quite a healthy lead at the minute. Ooh, he's got to keep it on the tarmac though. He's got a healthy lead of just over 14 seconds from Cherry Bomb, but Osman has yet to pit. Cherry Bomb in second, also not pitted yet. Neither has Brian Moncani, although he's done his stint on the hard tyres, so it's going to be mediums and softs for Brian for the rest of the race. Graham also yet to pit. He's got the fuel light flashing at him now. We are just coming up to 25 minutes into this 60-minute race. So Graham, I think, will probably pit this at the end of this lap. Although every time I say that, the drivers prove me completely wrong and stay out. I mean, he's probably got enough fuel for another lap. And yeah, Graham decides he has got enough fuel, so he's going to keep pushing in fourth. GMAC now up into fifth. Remember, GMAC has made a stop. He's used his soft tyres, he's on the mediums, he's obviously saving the hard tyres for the last stint of this race, but GMAC in fifth now. What is 29 seconds behind Osman. So it's going to be interesting to see how close GMAC can get when Osman does decide to pit. Osman just coming up to the corkscrew now for the 20th time. I need a quick swig of juice. And it is only juice, I can assure you that. Never drink and commentate. It only ends in disaster. Although I do know somebody that will tell you completely different. We won't name names, but he knows who I'm talking about. So Osman stayed out. He's still got, well, he's got enough fuel for another 2 or 3 laps, so why not? Tyres are okay. Cherry Bomb around turn 11, he's decided he's staying out as well in second. Having a good race, these guys. Brian Moncani on the hards. Graham has dived into the pits, who was in fourth, but GMAC is just coming around turn 11, so GMAC should take that 5th position away from Graham. Grasshopper in 5th, he's got Motorstorm Hero all over the back of him. And Motorstorm Hero trying to go the long way round. Grasshopper trying to keep the door well and truly shut. Didn't want to give him anything up the inside. Motorstorm Hero still trying it. Grasshopper keeping his nose in front though. Good defensive work from him. As they go around turn 4, Motorstorm Hero using every bit of the track and kicking up the dust. Up towards turn 6 they go. Grasshopper still in front as they start up the hill now to the highest point of the track, which is the top of the corkscrew. Through that little kink, I-Class has turn 7, but most track guides don't. And then into the corkscrew. Over the blind crest, then left, then right immediately afterwards. I mean, what a daft place to put a chicane, right on a hilltop like that. But these guys making it look so easy, and believe me, it is not. Now who's that? That's Grasshopper has dived into the pit, so Motorstorm Hero has gone into 5th. Brian Moncani also in the pit as Motorstorm Hero goes through to 4th. Now let's have a look and see what's happening as Osman goes up towards the corkscrew. Surely he is going to pit at the end of this lap. The fuel light is flashing, although I said that about Graham and he did an extra lap, but we shall see. He's got a 15 second lead over Cherry Bomb, but Cherry Bomb will also have to pit. GMAC, oh, and GMAC, I was just saying a minute ago that GMAC will take over the lead for this race, and as we drop onto him, he is spinning all over the place, so he has obviously had an awful moment. He has got damage to the front, and that really has not helped his cause at all. Now Osman is into the pit as we thought he would be. I've got a feeling that Cherry Bomb is going to come in as well, and he is, so the 2 leaders are in. Motorstorm Hero in 3rd is just going through the corkscrew. He's on the hard tyres, he has got plenty of fuel. So through turn 10 up towards 11 goes Motorstorm Hero. Cherry Bomb and Osman still sitting in the pits taking on fuel. Osman now getting the fuel in, Cherry Bomb nothing. Osman on his way out. Motorstorm Hero is coming down across the start finish line. Osman is on the way out to the pit exit. Now just keep your eye on the right. You can just see him in the mirror there as Motorstorm Hero around the Andretti turn, and Osman back out in the lead with Motorstorm Hero almost on top of him. So a great pit stop for Osman and his crew. Motorstorm Hero moves up into 2nd. GMAC, who I thought was going to take the lead, had whatever moment he had, and well, it was coming, wasn't it? I mean, GMAC really is abusing the track limits, and he is dicing with it every turn he takes because he's kicking up dust and dirt, and it was always going to happen. But GMAC now in 3rd, with damage. So as I said before, I think the damage is on the maximum setting, which means you need to pit to get it repaired. I mean, surely it will repair after a while, but we shall see. I don't think GMAT's going to come into the pits to get that repaired. I think he'd rather stay out and struggle through it, which is what he's doing. So it must repair itself. We will keep an eye on that. Paul in fourth, he's out on the hard tyres. Then we've got Cherry Bomb. Now Cherry Bomb did move up into second, didn't he? And then he made his pit stop and he's rejoined in fifth. He's on the soft tyres though now. We've got Brian Moncani. Are they teammates? I think they are teammates. So Brian Moncani, he's out on the medium tyres. Brian's already used the hard tyres, so I'm expecting good things from Brian. 22 seconds behind Osman. Graham in seventh. Not that far behind Brian, as Brian kicks up a lot of dirt as well. Say this very easy to go off on this track, so these guys doing a fantastic job of keeping these GR2 cars actually on the tarmac. As you can see, there are no curves. There's nothing really to stop you going onto the sand, and these guys are doing a good job. We've seen a couple of casualties, but on the whole the guys are, as I say, doing a good job. Grasshopper now down in 8th. He's made a pit stop and has gone out on the medium tyres. Dizzy Rip, he's in 9th. He is going to have to make a second stop soon. Then we've got Archer. Archer has just made his stop. Fresh set of boots for him and a full tank of fuel, so sitting in 10th. Obviously keeping an eye on things that's happening around him, so he knows that Dizzy Rip will be pitting soon, but he's got quite a gap to make up, hasn't he? 27, nearly 27 second gap between himself and Dizzy Rip. Smoky Tom just a couple of seconds behind Archer in 11th. Then we've got Willard. Started well, had a bit of an issue on one of the earlier laps and has struggled to recover from that. Now I also think we've lost a couple, because I thought we started with at least 13 or 14, so I'm not sure who's gone. Oh, TJ, I think TJ's gone. Let's have a look. Yes, he has. TJ's gone. I'm not sure what happened to him, we missed that, but TJ was up there in amongst the leaders for the early laps, but then TJ has disappeared, which is unfortunate. I mean, that's happened a couple of times with TJ. So I don't know if it's mechanical issues, if it's technical breakdowns, but yeah, it's unfortunate. Unfortunate for TJ, he's had to retire. And Motorstorm Hero has managed to get by Osman. We missed that, and I do apologise for that, but Motorstorm Hero has managed to get by Osman and take the lead of this race. Now let's just have a look. Motorstorm Hero is on the hard tyres. Osman is on the softs, and a new set at that. So unless Osman's had a bit of an issue, I'm not quite sure what's happened there. It's either fantastic driving from Motorstorm Hero or Osman has had a bit of a moment, shall we say. He is all over the back of Motorstorm Hero now, and he really needs to make those soft tyres work for him before they start to drop off. Hi Gerald, how are you? Oh, Osman, we've just missed it. Osman decides to go across and have a play in the sand. Oh, that dirty tyres has spun him again at turn 10. Well, I can almost hear the language coming out from beneath that helmet of Osman's. He's got the hazards on. He knows the dirt. He's got dirt all over those tyres that's going to slow him down. So that's what the hazards are all about. Just to let the guys behind him know. That is so unfortunate for Osman. He was battling there with Motorstorm Hero and straight across the sand. So yes, I can imagine there's a few oh dearie me's coming out of that cockpit of that Lexus. And now he is coming on to under pressure. I'm good, mate, I'm good. Osman coming under pressure from Cherry Bomb. Let's go on board, shall we, with Cherry Bomb as we try and chase Osman down. Osman's still got the hazards flashing. He needs to turn them off because they do slow you down. I keep saying this every week. People driving around with the hazards on, and it does slow you down. If you don't believe me, Google it. I'll be interested to know how many people actually do Google it. As Cherry Bomb goes through the corkscrew, chasing Osman. Osman had a moment not long ago at this very spot. Has managed to get by there now. He's put it out of his mind. And he is back on it. Cherry Bomb all over the back of him. Cherry Bomb under no pressure whatsoever, so he can concentrate fully. They don't, Gerald. I'm having a bit of a laugh there. I just thought I might get people to Google it, and I bet people did. So Gerald just asked, why do hazards slow people down? Like I say, I was just trying to get people to Google it, and I'm sure there's a few out there that have, but no, they don't slow you down. I don't think they do anyway. So back to the racing. Cherry Bomb just not being able to get close enough to Osman to put an attack in. So Motorstorm Hero then, he is starting to pull away. I bet he couldn't believe his luck when Osman went off. He is on the hard tyres, and he is running out of fuel, back quarter of a tank, so we're okay for a few laps yet. We're over halfway into this race now. We're just past the 36-minute mark, so about 23 and a half minutes left. Motorstorm Hero really is leading the way. I said at the beginning that he was quick and that he just liked to get up through the pack very early and take control of the race, which is exactly what he's done. G-Mac really unlucky. Led for, well, the first sort of third of this race, the first quarter, shall we say, and came in for the pits, came back out again and had an awful moment of spinning round in circles when we thought he was going to retake the lead, but he's got himself back up into second after Osman had his bit of an issue. But Osman now right on the back of G-Mac. Let's just have a look. G-Mac's tyres, he's on the medium, he's still carrying that damage. So the settings are on, we're on the high settings for the damage, which means you do have to come into the pits to get the damage repaired, so that will slow him down. And that is right, Gerald. If you have got the damage, it will slow you down, and you do have to pit to get it repaired. The nanobots are not active in this race. So G-Mac, he's decided to stay out. He thinks that he can go just as quick with that damage, but Osman is on the back of him. He's actually putting him under a lot of pressure. He's trying to force a mistake. G-Mac on the medium tyres, Osman is on the soft, so we will expect to see a move. I'm just going to stay with these two just for a minute. Osman trying to go around the outside, maybe looking at the cutback, but G-Mac has already seen that one and heads it off. Osman isn't going to give up though. He is all over the back of him. Cherry Bomb trying to creep up and catch up to these two as well, as they're both kicking up a little bit of sand as they go around turn 4. Osman really getting on the dirt. He is absolutely pushing, isn't he? Through turn 5, sorry. Through turn 5 they go as they start up the hill now. Through turn 6. And then they are on the way. Now this is where Osman wants it. He's trying to get the move done before they get to the corkscrew. Osman on the inside. G-Mac trying to go around the outside. No, and Osman's got it done. What a fantastic move. You could see exactly what he wanted to do. And that was get in front of G-Mac before they made the corkscrew. And that's what he's done. And now he can really start to open the taps and try and get away from G-Mac and get back up to where he should be, which is battling away with Motorstorm Hero. Cherry Bomb also now has moved up to the back of G-Mac. So these three having a proper fight to get onto the podium. Oh, it's Cherry Bomb. I thought he was going to try and send it. Oh no, who's gone off? What's the yellow flag all about? I can't see anything. I can't see anybody off. So we'll keep going. Who's that just ahead? Well, it's not Motorstorm Hero. He's just over 13 seconds ahead of Osman. So it may be that Osman is coming up to back markers. G-Mac still in third, Cherry Bomb fourth. Let's just go down the order a little bit. Brian Moncani still sitting in fifth. He's out on the medium tyres now. He's used the hards. He's just got the softs to go. Oh, Motorstorm Hero has dived into the pits. You can see the pit crew. I think it caught them a little bit by surprise as well. They're not quite ready, were they? As he dives into the pits, they all suddenly woke up and jumped over the wall. You can see them all look coiled and ready to go. They should have known that the fuel lights flashing. Maybe a bit of a breakdown between Motorstorm Hero and the pit crew team leader or whatever he is, but tyres are on and fuel starts going in. Motorstorm Hero dropping down the order. Brian's gone through to fourth, Cherry Bomb third, G-Mac is second. Oh, G-Mac and Cherry Bomb fighting it out for that second position. G-Mac on the inside, Cherry Bomb going all the way around the outside. What a fantastic move from Cherry Bomb. What a brilliant overtake through turn 3 and 4 from Cherry Bomb to get himself on the second step of the podium as Osman goes through to retake the lead. Now Motorstorm Hero has rejoined in fifth, just behind Brian Moncani. Always Motorstorm Hero catches the sausage curb, which throws him off. Great control though to keep himself on the track and facing the right way. But that did cost him as Grasshopper capitalised on that mistake of Motorstorm's, and Grasshopper has now moved up into fifth. Motorstorm on the medium tyres, fresh set as well, so maybe it was he's trying to warm the tyres up, so maybe that was just a little bit of a mistake because of cold tyres. You've seen him weaving there, trying to get some heat into those tyres on this opening lap. So G-Mac is into the pits. He is going to finally get that damage repaired. The guy at the front's looking at, but yeah, G-Mac's come in. He's going to get the damage repaired and hopefully get back out in a reasonable position on track. Graham and his teammate Paul in 7th and 8th around turn 10. So Graham and Paul then coming up to 11, get onto the start finish straight. G-Mac still in the pits as Graham and Paul follow each other down the straight through turn 1 down towards Andretti hairpin. Graham goes wide. I think there was a bit of communication between the two there, and Graham has been told to let Paul by. Paul has obviously got the pace, so Graham has let his teammate through. Oh, that's why Paul is on the medium tyres, Graham is on the hard. So Graham let Paul through. Paul moves up into 7th, so now he can get after G-Mac, who has come back out. G-Mac is on the hards, a fresh set and some fuel to get him to the end of the race, but Paul is on the chase. He is after G-Mac and that 6th position. Let's just go down a little bit. Archer in 9th now as he goes around turn 5 up towards turn 6 and starts the climb towards the corkscrew. You can see Smoky Tom and Dizzy Rip still in the pits. So how close can Archer get to them? I think they're going to get out before... Oh, as Archer just manages to save it as the car went sideways there through turn 7 on the way down the corkscrew, but Archer managed to save it as he goes up towards turn 11 to get back onto the start finish straight. Still in 9th. So Smoky Tom in 10th, Dizzy Rip 11th, and Willard down in 12th. It looks like he's going to get lapped as well by his teammate. Willard really, just as I said earlier, he didn't recover, did he, after the disaster he had earlier. But back up to our race leader, Osman. Soft tyres looking very worn now. He has got just over 5 seconds lead to Cherry Bomb. Cherry Bomb also looking like his tyres are looking very warm, but he's okay for fuel. So I think that's the big difference now. Osman's going to have to pit before Cherry Bomb. You can see the fuel light flashing, so it's probably going to be at the end of this lap as he comes round towards turn 5. Osman, I'm almost sure he's going to have to pit at the end of this lap. Now, Cherry Bomb doesn't. So I just had some messages pop up there, but they're old messages, so sorry, I got a bit sidetracked then. So Cherry Bomb, he's not going to have to pit. I mean, he will have to come in and change them tyres, but he could get another lap out of them. Osman, on the other hand, around turn 9, up towards 10, is he going to stay left and pull into the pits to get them tyres changed and take on some fuel? Yes, he is. So, race leader in. Cherry Bomb, he's staying out, as we thought he would. He's going to get another 1, maybe 2 laps out of those tyres. Where's Brian Moncarney? Brian Moncarney just coming around turn 11 now. Osman still not at the pit crew. So Brian Moncarney will go through and take second. Osman still in the pits. So frustrating for him. He's now got there and tyres are going on. Where's Grasshopper? Grasshopper just around turn 11 also. He will now head down across the start-finish line. Fuel going into Osman's car. He doesn't need a full tank. He's decided 56 litres is enough. As Grasshopper goes around Andretti hairpin, Osman on his way out of the pitch, you can just see Grasshopper ahead. And I think Osman is going to get back out in 4th position. Motorstorm Hero has just come in around turn 2 now. And he can just about see Osman ahead of him. But Osman rejoins in 4th, but he is on the hard tyres. Now we'll go up to the top and work our way down. Cherry Bomb out in front. He's 7 seconds ahead of Brian Moncarney. However, he will have to change those tyres before the end of the race. We've got about, well, we have got exactly now 13 minutes of this race left. Those tyres are just not going to last 13 minutes, so Cherry Bomb will have to pit. Brian Moncarney, I think he may have to come in for fuel, but currently sitting in second, having a good race. Brian is a very good tactician, likes his strategy, and he's usually pretty spot on with it. So he's having a decent races, Brian, so far. However, I do think he's going to have to take some fuel on board. We shall see. Grasshopper sitting in 3rd at the moment, 23 seconds behind Cherry Bomb. Osman, we've just seen, has been into the pits. He is out on the hard tyres now and enough fuel to see him to the end of the race, so he's just hoping that the guys in front of him do pit. 26 seconds, I think that will just about be enough to get him back into the lead if the guys in front do stop. However, it depends how long they stop for. The fuel that takes the time. So Osman hoping the guys in front do stop and do take on quite a lot of fuel. We'll keep an eye on that one. Motorstorm Hero just over 2 seconds behind Osman and has damage. So Motorstorm really, he's got damage to the front and to the left wheel, so he will be feeling that, and it will slow him down. So there we go. Brian Moncarney is into the pit. Has decided to come in and change those tyres. Now Brian will come out on the softs for the last part of this race, so he can really get his foot down and try and get some decent lap times in. Where is Grasshopper? Grasshopper moves into second as he crosses the start finish line to start lap 38. Down through turn 1, heading towards turn 2. You can see the pit exit on his left. Brian Moncarney on his way out now. As GMAC goes down the start finish line, I think Brian's going to get out in 5th. And he has, just as Dizzy Rip comes around the corner. Well, Dizzy Rip has been lapped, hasn't he? He must have done, because GMAC, who is just coming around the Andretti hairpin, is in 6th. So Brian in 5th, 34 seconds behind Cherry Bomb, who's in the lead at the minute, but Brian is out on the soft tyres. We'll just have a rundown now. We've got Graham. Graham has gone ahead of Paul. Oh, well, I think Paul may have pitted. I'm not sure, but Graham has definitely gone ahead of Paul. on the hard tyres in 7th, so whether Paul's had a bit of an issue, he must have done, because Paul was on the mediums anyway, wasn't he? Remember, Graham moved over to let Paul through so that he could get after the guys in front of him, so I can only imagine that Paul has had a bit of an issue as well. Archer still down in 9th, having a bit of a lonely race is Archer. It's all very quiet around him. Very hard to concentrate when you're on your own and nobody around you. Smoky Tom in 10th. He is current championship leader, I believe, is Smoky Tom, but not enjoying himself around Laguna. Dizzy Rip in 11th, and then Willard in 12th. And you've got to say hats off to Willard for keeping going. Yeah, doing well at the beginning of this race. He had a bit of a moment which put him to the back, and he's pretty much stayed there for the rest of the race, but you've got to say well done to him because he stuck at it. So the leader, Cherry Bomb, surely is going to pit at the end of this lap as he goes around turn 11 across the start finish line. That front right tyre is not going to last another lap after this. Now he's got 24, nearly 25 second gap over Grasshopper. Grasshopper will make it, I'm pretty sure, to the end of the race. I'm not sure 25 seconds is going to be long enough for Cherry Bomb. Osman right on the back of Grasshopper, and then Motorstorm Hero almost on the back of Osman. So let's go on board with Osman, shall we, as we try and get after Grasshopper, and we try and have a look in the mirror, and you can see it's Motorstorm Hero kicking up the dust as he does. We can't really see a lot, can we, with that? I mean, I call it a hat box. I'm not quite sure what it is in the back window, as Osman goes to the inside of Grasshopper into turn 5, and gets the move done. A great overtake from Osman, and it looks like Grasshopper's under attack from Motorstorm as well, and Motorstorm gets it done. Oh, as they both go a little bit wide up the hill towards the corkscrew. Now Cherry Bomb is in the pits as we see Osman go through the corkscrew around turn 9. Range curve into turn 10. Cherry Bomb still in the pits, so let's jump out and see where Cherry Bomb is. Oh, he's only just reached the pit crew. Change of tyres, so Osman has gone around turn 11. He is on his way down the straight and across the start finish line. Cherry Bomb on hard tyres. He is on, there's Osman goes by. So Cherry Bomb is in the pit lane on his way out to the exit as Osman goes round him and retakes the lead. Cherry Bomb comes out in second with Grasshopper in third. He's being chased down by Brian Moncani and Motorstorm Hero. A great overhead shot there as we follow these guys. The drone driver really doing a great job to keep up. Grasshopper coming under attack from Brian Moncani. Brian Moncani on the soft tyres. Let's press the right button so to see what's going on. The Cherry Bomb on the hards, Brian Moncani on the soft. Can Cherry Bomb hold on to this second place? Brian is going to really put the pressure on him. We know that. We can just see Motorstorm Hero and Grasshopper having a good fight up the hill towards the corkscrew. Motorstorm Hero just gets his nose in front of Grasshopper. Not a lot Grasshopper could have done about that. Motorstorm Hero just got his car in the right position, and the move stuck. Grasshopper drops down to 5th. D-Mac in 6th, Graham 7th, then we've got Paul, then Archer, Smoky Tom, Dizzy Rip, and then Willard. So back up to where the action is. Osman just opening up a bit of a gap now. He can almost feel victory. He is on the hard tyres though, so Brian Moncani has got himself into second, and he is chasing Osman down now. He has got just over 5 minutes if he wants to take the win, and you can see the time, well, we're going to say the time's going down, but it's not, it's going up. But I do expect that time to drop as Brian gets on it. Now he's got himself into second, a bit of clean air in front of him. Cherry Bomb in third. trying to defend against Motorstorm Hero. Motorstorm is all over Cherry Bomb. You can see the sparks flying off the... Oh, and Motorstorm, he's just pushing too hard and onto the sand. Did well to get the car back onto the tarmac. He's got to clean them tyres up though, and that is definitely going to slow him down. He's still carrying that damage at the front. Really doesn't want to come into the pits, as we see Grasshopper going a little bit wide there as well as we go through turn 9. So let's just have a look and see what's happened. Brian Moncani, you can see the back of Osman's car, and that time is dropping. He is now just over 2 seconds away from Osman on the hard tyres. So he's going to be fighting that Lexus to get it around. We've got about 4.5 minutes to go, so we are probably looking at another 2 or 3 laps. So Brian Moncani, I wouldn't want to bet against him for the win in this race. He's now just over 2 seconds, well, just under 2 seconds away as they go around turn 5 and they start the uphill climb towards the corkscrew. Cherry Bomb in third. He has managed to get a little bit of breathing space back to Motorstorm Hero. Motorstorm, like I say, using track limits and getting on the sand has done him no favours. He's pushing so hard. He is a really quick driver though, Motorstorm Hero, and he has had a great race to get himself up there in amongst the leaders. Grasshopper sitting in 5th, then we've got G-Mac in 6th, Graham 7th, just leading from his teammate Paul. Then we've got Archer, Smoky Tom, Dizzy Rip, and then Willard back up to the race leader. Now Osman just manages to pull ahead a little bit of Brian Moncani as they go through the Andretti hairpin for the 44th time. We are just approaching 3 minutes of this race left. Another quick swig of juice, ready for the run-in. Osman doing a fantastic job, although the time is now below 2 seconds. So Brian Moncani, we have about 3 minutes, just under 3 minutes to go. So if Brian wants to get the win, he really needs to push, but he has got to stay on the grey stuff and don't go drifting over into the sand. We are now, he's just under 1.5 seconds away from Osman. Just keep it together, Brian. I know commentators should not be biased, but well, actually I want both of these guys to win. Osman or Brian, well, any of them to be honest. I like all of them. But Brian now only at 1.2 seconds. He is well less than 1.2 seconds. This is going to be a fantastic run into the end of this race. We are just approaching 2 minutes left. Brian Moncani trying to chase Osman down for the bigger step on the podium. Cherry Bomb sitting in 3rd, trying to hold off Motorstorm Hero. Motorstorm Hero has caught right up to the back of Cherry Bomb and wants to get underneath that rear wing towards the run-in, so the fight is on for the podium. There are 4 guys who could be up there. Grasshopper in 5th, G-Mac 6th, then we've got Graham, then Paul, Archer, Smoky Tom, Dizzy Rip in 11th and Willard in 12th. Oh, as Osman gets himself onto the sand. Now that is going to give Brian Moncani so much encouragement as we go up towards the chicane. Osman, the fuel light is on. He is going to get another lap out of this, so this will be his final lap when he goes across that line. And now you can see it is less than a second. Brian Moncani is definitely giving him the slipstream as we get onto the start-finish straight, which is now as they go around turn 11. Brian Moncani gets right underneath the rear wing of Osman as they go down the hill through turn 1 to turns 2, the Andretti hairpin for the last time. Will Brian go up the inside? No, he's trying the cutback maybe. Osman already seen it coming. Brian Moncani literally pushing Osman along. Now he makes the move. Brian is on the inside and gets the move done. Osman tries to cut back on him, but he can't do anything about it. Brian Moncani gets himself in front. He is on the softer compound tyres. Osman really couldn't do much about that. What a fantastic move from Brian. He's got the strategy right for this race, and he is now leading. All he has got to do is just get that car back and across the line to take his win. Osman in second, Motorstorm Hero, he is fighting his way with Cherry Bomb. Cherry Bomb is not giving this third place up easily, is he? As they go through the corkscrew, Motorstorm Hero gets his nose in front. I'm going to go back up towards Brian as he goes around turn 10. He can almost see the checkered flag. We have got one more corner to go. Through turn 11 he goes, and then it is down towards the start finish straight. A flash of the lights, and well done to Brian Moncani, who takes the win. Osman second, couldn't do much about it. Motorstorm Hero, fantastic race from him to take third. Cherry Bomb fourth, he's going to be pleased with that. Grasshopper will come across the line to take fifth. GMAX 6, bit unlucky really. He led for the first part of this race, had a bit of an incident, but has fought his way back to sixth, so well done to him. Graham, another good race from Graham actually, to cross the line in seventh, so well done to Graham. He crosses the line ahead of his teammate Paul, so we're not quite sure what happened to Paul, but Paul's going to take eighth. Archer will cross the line in ninth as he comes up to take turn 11 for the last time. So Archer across the line to take ninth, and then Smoky Tom 10th, Dizzy Rip 11th, and Willard 12th. So that was the race here at Laguna Secca in California. I hope you can join us next week. I'm not too sure where we are next week. I'm never sure where we are on the Tuesdays. So fantastic race from these guys. So if we just run down there, you can see Brian Moncani taking the win with Osman second, Motorstorm Hero third, Cherry Bomb fourth, Grasshopper fifth, GMAX 6, Graham 7th, Paul is 8th, Archer 9th, Smoky Tom 10th, Dizzy Rip 11th, Willard 12th, and TJ did not finish. We're not quite sure what happened to him. So fantastic racing from these guys. I hope you can join me next time. I shall catch you then.